Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Nastasia, and today I'm introducing you to my little baby boy. This is Eros. He's a little sleepy right now. But it's been a minute since I've been on here. Took a little break, and obviously birthed a whole human and took some time after, so I thought today I would do a quick little introduction of him and then share with you a little bit of my postpartum journey so far, just because I think it's important. I think, you know, it's being talked about a lot more by women, but everybody's experience is so different, and so maybe there's somebody out there who has a similar experience to mine and will feel seen by, you know, me sharing mine. But this is little Eros. He was born in July and he's just so sweet. Oh, I just love him. He's about a month old now, and I might share a little bit about like how we chose his name in this video, but yeah, we love him so much. We had a home birth. It was amazing. It went so well. I'm going to be doing a video all about my birth story itself and walking you guys through it. I will not be doing a video of the actual birth. I did film it, but all of the footage is basically unusable. Pause. I had a little outfit and diaper change, and now he's in a camo cuteness. Oh, I literally can't. You're so cute. I think he looks like Kai's twin, if anybody's curious. He's actually gonna go hang out with some family for a minute while I finish filming. Daddy's gonna take him downstairs, but I wanted to introduce him really quick because I know you guys, a lot of you were praying for us and the pregnancy and the home birth, and we really appreciate it. So this is little Eros saying hello, and Mommy's gonna talk about her postpartum journey now. Yeah. So a quick little overview of his name. So we chose the name Eros. We love that name. We have loved it for a very long time, since before, I think when we were engaged is when we picked that name for if we had a boy one day. And part of the reason that we love it so much is because in the original biblical text, it talks about Eros love, and it talks about it a lot of times between like a husband and wife in a biblical marriage. What we really loved about it is that, you know, when it comes to covenant marriage between a husband and wife in a biblical, you know, covenant marriage, it is a parallel of how the Lord loves us and how Christ gave up his life for the church, and just that the marriage of the body of Christ and the Lord. And so we love that Eros love between a husband and wife in that covenant is that parallel, and just what a beautiful representation it is. We also think the name Eros sounds so cool. But just, I don't know, I did the research on it, and I just think it's so significant to have a little boy named Love, essentially, and just what that means in the grand scheme of things, and just the idea of Jesus giving up his life for his bride. Yeah, anyway, so I wanted to do that little overview. Maybe I went into it a little bit more in depth on my Instagram. If you guys want to check out that, I will have my Instagram right here, and there's a little highlight that says Eros on it, and there's a few cute pics of him too. I explained it a little bit more over there if you're super interested, but I wanted this video mainly to be about my postpartum journey. So I think I mentioned earlier, I will not be doing a birth video itself, because even though I tried filming it, I didn't put any pressure on myself for it to be like, for it to happen. And I'm really glad I didn't put that pressure on myself, because, you know, I didn't really get good footage. I was not appropriately clothed for most of it, and it just wasn't. Listen, okay, so I thought that my birth of my son was going to be more aesthetically pleasing than it was. I'm just gonna say it. There's so many beautiful birth videos out there, home birth or otherwise, that are just gorgeous, and the mother it's so empowering and amazing, and like The footage I got was crap because I didn't set up my tripod in a great way. I didn't have a videographer or anything like that. And also, it was my first birth. It was unmedicated at home. With that though, came a lot of screaming. It came a lot of pain. And it was not like the beautiful, aesthetically pleasing type of birth video. Now, I am not saying that all videos have to be like that by any means. There are some raw, real birth videos. If I even had the good footage to make a video like that, I really would. It didn't have to be like perfect and beautiful and everything, but like none of the footage was good. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't good. I mean, I think I got a little bit of footage when I was in like active labor, but not like transition or pushing or anything like that. And I might include that in like my birth story video, which I will be doing a full in-depth like birth story. If you're interested in that, it'll probably be like 40 minutes long, of just like how everything went down, the timing of everything, because I know for me, those videos were very interesting and helpful when I was preparing for an unmedicated home birth. And I liked seeing other people's experiences and all of that. So I will be going into all the depth of that. But today I wanted to talk about postpartum just because I'm in it right now and a little bit of my experience, if you're interested in that. So when I had him, it was, I mean, I was extremely weak. I did not gain as much weight during my pregnancy as I wanted to. I know a lot of people are like, that's great, you shouldn't gain pretty much anything. I wanted to gain more than I did. I lost a lot of muscle, I lost a lot of fat. Some was from stress and anxiety, some was just because I was pretty sick the first trimester and so I didn't eat very much, and then I had some food aversion pretty much my entire pregnancy, so it was difficult for me to get calories in. I didn't really work out, so my muscle went away. I just walked and stuff, and yeah, towards the end there too, like little guy, he took everything I had, which is great. He came out so healthy and happy, but I lost weight very, very fast. So again, this is kind of like if you don't like hearing about people's weight, whether, you know, somebody gaining weight or losing weight, I just want to put that out there. You might want to fast forward a little bit, especially if it bothers you to hear about somebody's postpartum weight situation. But I feel like this side of the story doesn't get told a lot, and so if somebody out there is like me, I want them to know that like this exists as well. So it was about 3 or 4 days postpartum that I not only was, you know, obviously I was postpartum, I was breastfeeding, so I was losing a lot of minerals, a lot of everything. I didn't really have any fat left on me or anything like that because I was just like so depleted of minerals. That is not a goal. That is something that I want to gain more in my next pregnancy one day. But also I got a pretty bad stomach virus day 3 or 4 postpartum. It was really rough. I hated it. I at one point kind of thought I was gonna die. I was really sick. I had a fever of like 104.5, really sick. I didn't know if there was something wrong, like if there was something left over, like placenta left over in me that could be infected, but it ended up just being a really bad stomach virus. So I was losing pretty much everything I was eating, everything I was drinking was just going straight out of me. And then also I was breastfeeding, so I was getting really depleted. I believe it was day 4 postpartum that I ended up weighing myself on the scale, not for any type of goal or anything. I was just, honestly, I was just seeing where I was at because I was like, I can't be doing well right now. And I was at below my pre-pregnancy weight. So in like 5 or 6 days, I had lost from, obviously, when he was born. I mean, he was born like, what was it? A little over 8 pounds. So that's part of the weight, obviously. But I lost 25 pounds, maybe, in like 5 days. A lot of that was water, I'm sure. And then some was just him being born. But then also a lot of it was because I got that stomach virus. I was breastfeeding. Breastfeeding can burn up to like 700 calories a day. So I am saying this not because I do not want anybody to think this is goals or like lucky you or something like that. I'm saying this because so many people can hear the side of postpartum of like it's hard for them to lose weight, which is valid. But I think there's also women who they struggle to keep on weight to be able to breastfeed, and they feel like they are not allowed to talk about it because so many people see skinny as the goal. I do not see skinny as the goal. I see healthy as the goal. And so that is something that I got over the stomach virus. It's really, really, really hard. It was only a few days, but it was really, really difficult. And I was worried that it was gonna affect my milk supply. It didn't, thank you, Lord. Eros didn't catch anything, thank you, Lord. And I ended up being okay. But ever since then, I have been trying to pack on the minerals, the calories, the hydration, everything. So that was about 4 weeks ago now, because he's over a month old. And so that happened to me. I highly suggest anybody who is going to be postpartum, like who's about to have a baby, take your vitamin C, take a really solid Whole Foods vitamin C throughout your pregnancy and then right away postpartum. It's so easy for you to get sick. It is so easy because you're so depleted. Please take your vitamin C, take your probiotic, take your minerals, you know, whatever it is, like please, please, please do that, because it sucks getting sick postpartum. But as for the rest of it, like obviously I was still trying to sleep and stuff, and with a newborn, you're adjusting to everything. I feel like I've adjusted to the tiredness pretty easily, especially after, getting over getting sick. But some other things that have happened with me postpartum. So like I prepared myself for all of the things that I thought would happen to me, and none of those happened to me, and then all the things I never even expected happened to me. So I prepared myself for PPD and PPA, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, those things. I prepared myself mentally for those things because I'm already kind of pre-exposed to depression and anxiety as a person. And so I was like, okay, I want to prepare myself for this. I think I experienced anxiety maybe 2 times, and that was just because I needed to hold my baby. Like I went too many hours and too long without being around him. Like I really needed to bond with him, and so I listened to my instincts and just like held my baby for like a whole day. Just like didn't even let anybody else touch him basically. And it honestly helped me a lot. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for me it helped. And other than that, I haven't really experienced any PPD or PPA, which has been a huge blessing. I'm very grateful for that. It also obviously helps that I have Kai here, and he is so supportive and so helpful, and he works from home. So like those are huge things. But I prepared myself for that. Did not prepare myself to get sick postpartum, and that's what happened to me. I also experienced the night sweats that they talk about. Those are awful. I literally hate those because you just wake up soaked. You wake up soaked in milk, you wake up soaked in sweat, everything is gross, you smell, everybody's wet. Like, I really did not like those. But that ended probably week 2.5 postpartum for me personally. And then I haven't experienced any issues with breastfeeding. So grateful to the Lord for that. I prayed for that my entire pregnancy, that Eros would just be able to latch easily, that he would feed really well, that there wouldn't be any tongue ties, that my milk would be good, and everything has been so good so far, and I do not take it for granted, and I'm really, really grateful. But I prepared for that to be a struggle. What I didn't prepare for is, so recently I am about 4 weeks postpartum now, and I have started having uterine contractions, which is normal to have those contractions like after birth contractions, but it's really normal for like the first week, maybe 2. I didn't experience that at all until literally this week. And I have experienced them so intensely that at first it felt like literal like transition contractions, like really, really intense and really painful. And then now it's more of like a severe menstrual cramp type pain. this is the most bizarre thing, but I'm sharing this in case somebody else maybe somewhere is going through this too. I only get them at night. I've only gotten them the past 3 days in a row, and it's usually from like midnight on and off until like 5 in the morning. And they're so intense that I can take like 3 extra strength Tylenol, or 3 extra strength Tylenol and an ibuprofen and still feel it and need a heating pad. Like, that's really intense. My period cramps weren't that intense. So like, it's very weird. I'm actually thinking about getting it checked out because I don't know what it is. I don't think it's any kind of infection or anything, because during the day I feel fine. Explain that to me. So I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that my uterus didn't shrink down as much in the beginning because I had that stomach virus, and now it's like catching up. I don't know if that even makes sense. I don't know. But I'm dealing with that right now, and I don't know anybody else who has dealt with the kind of like contraction uterine pain at 4 weeks postpartum. It usually subsides by now. So yeah, looking into that. But yeah, it has taken me a few weeks to kind of get my bearings. They say by week 4, you kind of feel like you are like, okay, I can do this. Like, you don't feel like everything's under control, but you don't feel like you're living in pure chaos in limbo anymore. And I would say that was accurate for me. I felt like, okay, when the baby cries, I have an idea of what to do. Whereas in the very, very beginning, I literally was like, I can nurse him. If that doesn't work, oh gosh, I don't know then, like, you know. But now I have like more tricks up my sleeve. I can kind of understand his cues more and different things like that. Sorry, my camera died, so the lighting might look a little different. I don't remember what I was saying last, but going on with a couple other things postpartum that I'm dealing with. So I did have almost 3rd-degree tearing, and so that was on me. That was my bad. Anyway, you'll learn more about that in my birth story, but I just really wanted to get him out quickly. So that being said, I tore pretty intensely, and with that obviously comes stitches, and so I have to care for that and make sure that I am staying on top of that and everything's okay and no infection and everything. I haven't had any issue with that. Honestly, I was really afraid of like the stitches, and it just makes me kind of squeamish thinking about it, but it hasn't been a big deal literally at all. So that's been nice. If you're worried about that, I wouldn't be so concerned about that, especially like taking care of it and everything like that. It's not a big deal. Some of my postpartum essentials that I really found helpful. I really liked the herbal sitz bath herbs to put in either like peri bottles or an actual sitz bath that you sit in, and it's just really relaxing and really nice to clean without having to really do anything. But those herbs are good. You can make your own, you can buy them. I know Earth Mama has organic ones that you can get. Peri bottles are a must. I had the Freedom Mom one, but I also had just 3 normal ones, and I just used the normal ones. I think they're cheaper. I use those, so you can use that. I didn't find an issue with it at all. I did use those like adult, like girl diapers for a little while, and those were very comfortable. They were like the Depends brand. Those are very comfortable because they were like diaper underwear and very nice, easy to clean for bleeding, everything like that. So I liked those, and then I did get some pads, but I didn't really enjoy them because I felt like it made me feel more itchy. So I didn't love that, but you do what you gotta do. And then I did enjoy the Earth Mama herbal like spray for like stitches and everything down there, so I liked that too. I'm trying to think of some other postpartum things. I do have those silverettes for breastfeeding that you can use. I know some people love them. I got them because so many people love them. I haven't had any issues with cracking or feeling really dry or like soreness, so I haven't had to use them. And when I have tried to use them just to get used out of them. I haven't really enjoyed wearing them. So my tip would be, don't buy those unless you are already postpartum and you're feeling like you need them with breastfeeding and stuff like that. The Haka has been helpful. I haven't even used my actual like electric pump yet. I probably will at some point. I have the Spectra one, but I have 2 Hakas, which are like a silicone, just like manual milk collector / pumps, and I've used that to get a little bit of an emergency storage. Oh, the sun is like setting and shining right near now. Yeah, I've enjoyed that. It took me a while to get the hang of it, and I felt like that made me more sore than anything. Like, him nursing does not actually make me sore, just the pump itself does. So I don't know if that's normal or not. I'm healing really well when it comes to stitches and stuff like that. I'm assuming I'm healing well when it comes to the actual like placenta wound. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know why I'm still having, or why I started, I should say, having these like uterine contractions at night. But it is most likely my uterus still shrinking down to size. I've been getting checked obviously by my midwives to see, and they have said that my uterus seems to be doing its thing in a great way and shrinking down. So I don't know why it's being like this all of the sudden. That's the only like weird complication thing that I'm not sure what's going on with that. But like I said, during the day I'm fine. It's just at night. But maybe somebody out there is like experiencing the exact same thing, because everything on the internet says like, you know, nobody experiences this week 4. Well, I did. So I am. So I'm really hoping it subsides in the next couple days. But I might get it checked out just to see and make sure that nothing is awry, just to make sure that this is normal. So that's annoying, just because you think you're done. Like, you go through an entire unmedicated birth feeling all the contractions, and then you feel them more. I hate that. But other than that, what's so great is that the food aversion is completely gone. So all the food aversion I felt in pregnancy, totally gone. I can eat whatever I want now and feel great. And I am able to just, I don't know, not have any nausea. A lot of the fatigue is gone. Honestly, I don't feel more tired than I did in pregnancy, even though, you know, little baby is keeping us up sometimes and stuff, and then my own stupid contractions are keeping me up sometimes. But I was really tired at the end of my pregnancy, and I had a lot of pelvic pain. I had a lot of the lightning pelvic pain and stuff, and that all being gone is so nice. So nice, just being able to turn over in bed. The first week it was difficult because I still felt a lot of that pelvic pain, a lot of tailbone pain, especially because I pushed him out so aggressively and very, very quickly. I only pushed for like 30 minutes, which is really fast for a first time mom. So anyway, I kind of like wrecked myself in a lot of ways. So I had to still move pretty slow in bed and different things the first week or so, but now I feel pretty much as good as new. I still have to take things a little bit slower, but everything feels really good. I'm able to go on walks and different things like that. They say that a lot of times women who are able to do unmedicated births tend to recover a little bit quicker and sometimes easier than not having having a medicated birth. That's what I've heard, at least. For me, it has been pretty true. I mean, other than having that stupid stomach virus that kind of threw a wrench and everything, but honestly, I am just grateful that that happened like 3 days postpartum, 4 days postpartum, and not when I was in labor, because that would have been horrible. So I just feel very blessed from the Lord that that happened after the fact and not during. Truly, I am. I mean, of course, I would rather not have it at all, but, you know, people get sick. You definitely want to make sure, like I was saying earlier, you get your minerals in, you get your vitamins in, your vitamin C. I highly recommend the desiccated beef liver that I take from Perfect Supplements is where I get it, but it's just a powerhouse of minerals. That helps a lot with replenishing your minerals postpartum, getting a good amount of quality sodium in. None of this is medical advice. This is just what I do and what I have seen help me postpartum. And I'm wondering if that's part of the reason my moods have been pretty steady too, is because I've been trying to keep up on a lot of those things. And Kai has been really good about helping me keep up on those. And honestly, take the naps when you can take them. If you can take them, try to take them. That was another thing. People made me nap, and it was really helpful. That's kind of been my postpartum journey so far. I have not experienced any like baby blues or anything yet. I know something like with postpartum hair loss or whatever, a lot of times that happens for people like 4 months in, so we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but we'll see. And I will be doing my birth story video soon. Also probably do a couple videos here and there about like how I prepared for an unmedicated home birth and things I would have changed, things I would have done different, things I loved that we did, you know, all that good stuff if you're interested. But it's so good to be back. Thank you for letting me take a little bit of a break and being so understanding. I love you guys. I'm really happy to be back, and I'm hoping to be able to be consistent again and get back on that rhythm of posting weekly. It's just finding the time to be able to film while he's sleeping or whatnot, because obviously if he's upset, I have to, you know, do the things. It's so fun being a mom. I love it. I feel like I was made to be a mom. I'm really excited to go down this journey and you guys be able to kind of see it a little bit more. Just to clarify, I'm not trying to be like a mommy vlogger or something. No offense to people who are. I don't care. That's fine. But this is still, you know, my channel where I plan to do the same type of content of like advice videos and stuff. But I will obviously sprinkle in some motherhood videos and stuff like that, because it's part of me now, and God teaches me a lot through motherhood already. And it's not like you'll never see him, but he's not this channel, and there is a certain level of privacy I want him to be able to have. I do post some pictures of him. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see that, but yeah, I mean, you'll see him sometimes, but for the most part, like, this is still, this isn't changing into like a family vlog channel or something like that. This is still Nastasia Grace and what the Lord puts on my heart to kind of make video wise. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you would like more videos, and I will see you guys soon. Love you so much. Bye.